3 videos got 20 mil. Kendall Jenner reposted it naturally as a story.
Do you think that girls can have guy friends?
Definitely would rather have no. It is now permanently embedded in your mind that, oh, the things that I tell myself I'm going to do are meaningless.
You're doing around $250,000 a month profit.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. This is a long overdue podcast with Jordan Bown. I'm really excited for this podcast. How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. Happy to be out in Scottsdale.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what do you like about Scottsdale so far?
Dude, mainly the network. Like, I'm out in Utah. There's genuinely no one. Like, just the high school friends. You know what I mean? Like, just like the family high school friends. So being able to be out here and kick it with people that are on kind of the same paths, same visions is like absolutely game changer. Good weather. Hard to complain.
Yeah. How many days you been out here for?
I think like 2 now, and then we leave. I think we have like 4 more days, something like that.
Cool. Before we get into it, I know we just jumped into it there. Give them a little bit of a backstory of what you do. Recently, you've had a major, like, just blow up period from your entire dropshipping story, entire e-commerce brands, documenting all of that, and having an 18-hour course for free for everybody. So go ahead and into that a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of the big thing I think that's making the wave the most is the 18-hour free course. Just teaching dropshipping, teaching everything I know. It's more than just a dropshipping course. It's like going into like the fundamentals of success, like spirituality, how to like actually manifest and kind of like change your life and change who you are. Because if you truly want to reach success, you have to change your identity. You have to change your belief systems, your emotions, and your actions in that priority order. And that's something I talk about a lot on like every podcast I've been on. But it really goes through everything because the actual work itself to me is like the last part of it. So the course is massive. I think that's what everyone's known me for right now. But I've been doing dropshipping and e-commerce since around 2017. Had some decent successes there. I jumped around a lot though. I tried social media marketing agencies. I'm like anyone viewing this right now, I'm sure your path has been similar to mine. I tried everything, failed everything. Shiny ball syndrome, like
shiny object syndrome. Yeah,
it's bad. So jumped around a lot. Tried the social media marketing agency, just really wasn't for me. It was super golden handcuffs vibes, where it's just like, dude, I tried to get into this business world to get away from all of this. Like, oh, I'm going to have to do a meeting on your schedule, on your time, get results for you. And it's just like, I'm knocking door to door to businesses to try to get to be their service provider. It's like, I'm literally applying for a job again, like stupid. So I was like, this is not for me. I started running social media accounts. It was like streetwear accounts. So fashion stuff in like 2017. Got a Twitter account to like 35K following on there. Made a good network of some fashion guys on there and just started drop shipping clothes that were in the style of the whole like Supreme, Yeezy, Off-White era.
So more limited.
Yeah. And we we're doing $1,000 days with that, like straight out the gate with no advertising costs, just through the account naturally. So that's when things got crazy. Learned paid ads and then started up a personal brand and we're here. It's been like a 6-year journey though. So I think a lot of people will kind of see, oh, like his YouTube just popped up out of nowhere. But like I was making videos back when Sebastian Georgia was, when Jordan Welch was. I posted every day for 3 months and they got like 200 views. I was like, this is embarrassing. And I deleted them all. So it's like,
imagine
it's been a long
if you
journey.
Like kept them up, looking back at that.
It'd be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Had to be past 1 million.
Oh, for sure.
There's no way.
For sure.
So it is what it is. It's been a long journey for sure.
Awesome. I remember listening to the podcast you were on with Champ, and you mentioned something similar that entire journey. Now, just going back to the 18-hour course, because I've seen other people do this too, even in the high-level community. There's somebody that uploaded like a 21-hour course.
Nuts.
How many hours went into you making that, and what was the ultimate factor of you saying, free? All right, I'm going to put my head down, record all this for free? What was that entire plan?
So it was going to be sold for $3,000 to $5,000.
Oh, high ticket. Ticket.
It was going to be a high ticket product. And it's designed to be a high ticket product. We built our own website, custom coded a whole WordPress, which was my first time doing that. And dude, I was hiring people from Pakistan, hiring people from India. Rookie mistakes, bro. Rookie mistakes. So that was extremely bad. The whole process of building it took almost a year because of the development issues and me just being actually stupid. But the actual like scripting, filming, and really formulating and building this course was probably 4 months of direct work. Like it's easily the hardest thing I've ever done. Like if you watch through that course and give it like the full attention that you possibly can, it's it's a lot, bro. Like I put blood, sweat, and tears in that. It's genuinely a summary of my entire 6-year journey. The books I recommend, how to do dopamine detoxes and really just create that new identity for yourself, so you can kind of get on that life path of what you're actually dreaming and shooting for, because you're not going to get it through just work. There's plenty of people that have worked 60 years and their yearly salary is what some kids are making in a day.
That's the craziest part, dude.
It's all faith. It's all belief. I truly believe we are in a reality we don't understand, and just this mere physical is 1% of what actually is happening. So I don't really care how hard people work or how like disciplined you think you are, or like some David Goggins type stuff. It's just like, if that identity isn't in place, if you don't have faith in yourself, and if you don't have like a direct singular goal, like I want this and this only,
By like
the universe knows what you're looking for, and it will enter your life.
Yeah, that's so true, because actually one of my talking points I wrote down was, nowadays everybody has these weird routines, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta do 5 minutes in the cold plunge and then go to the sauna and back and forth 3 times, and then I'll be successful, right?
Right.
So
Make the bed, all that.
Yeah, there's all these things online nowadays, and I feel like a lot of people get distracted and kind of get lost from the actual things that matter and doing the right things that matter, which is the highest leverage things you can do. So in your experience now, growing your companies, growing your entire affiliate program, what do you think are the most high leverage activities that a new beginner can use?
It's a good question. I think it's obviously going to depend on what their end goal is, what they're kind of shooting for, the industries they're in and all that stuff. But truly, I think the biggest lever you can pull right now is mastering content. Dude, anything that I have done in my life has resulted from good content. My e-commerce video ads, anything, like literally anything that you're doing right now. We're moving into the virtual world, right? Everything's on online business. Everything's online. These businesses we create are essentially floating around in outer space with no front door. How is someone going to get into your business? How is someone going to know who you are without the front door? And what's the front door? The front door is content. All these other people, you used to be able to just start up a brick and mortar business back in the 50s, whatever, and people would just come in through walking on the sidewalk. Oh, there's a new local business. Let's check it out. That's not happening anymore.
Not at all.
Content is absolutely everything. We're moving into the content era. Like I truly believe in the next like 10, 20 years, people probably aren't going to work business to business with other people unless they have a personal brand, because it brings eyes to the tables. It brings credibility. It shows that like, hey, if you screw me over, you have an audience that's going to hold you accountable. Like you're not just some like random guy floating around. Like there's credibility. And if we do business together, your audience is going to come in and make the brand better. Like content's everything. You need to master and understand the algorithms, what people are looking for, human psychology behind it, and just learn how to tell stories. Every view is a human being watching, and you need to understand how to tell a story to them. That's all it really is.
And play to that, for sure. That jumps into, because I was talking to one of my students as well for a high level, and he's a brand new beginner. I'm assuming like most people watching this right now too, and trying to start his own agency and stuff like that. And we had a long conversation on Google Meet the other night. He actually lives in Australia, so it was like super late for me, like mad early for him. But the whole gist was like, he was asking me the question I just asked you: what's the most powerful thing I can do right now to start acquiring new clients, like in the first 30 days, 60 days, however long it may be? And I told him the same thing. Especially
it's amazing
documenting everything. Because I know you're big on this. The biggest names in the industry of personal brands all started documenting things when they were in their teens as a complete beginner. So why do you think that you shouldn't do the same? I know people, we have a mutual, George Blue. Shout out George, by the way.
Love the guy.
One of the things that was holding him back, and I know he won't get mad at me talking about this, but one of the things that was holding him back was he didn't think that he had good enough content to put out. But keep in mind, this guy has already built and exited several $7 and $8 million brands. He was just kept waiting and putting it down the line. And I think that was one of the bigger mistakes he had. And that was one of the things that he agreed on too. He was like, I should have started years ago. So what do you think of that? Just starting right now?
I mean, I'm in the same boat. Like I did start years ago, and I did the awful thing of stopping. Like it's going to come down to reps. Like your ability to make content is going to be absolutely embarrassing and terrible at the start. And everyone's scared of that. And you kind of should be. Like people are judgmental. People are going to look down on you. You just have to zone it out, tone it out. There's just no way around it. You can't. It's like push-ups. Like I can't do push-ups for you. It's impossible. Like you have to be doing the work yourself, putting in the reps, getting used to it. It's like throwing wet noodles at the walls, just seeing what sticks. You have to kind of find your voice, find what you want to do with content, see what works, see what resonates. But you just have to get started. You can't be scared to fail. I think the best kind of analogy you can say is if you're an entrepreneur scared of failure, you're like an Olympic swimmer scared of water.
Yeah.
It's just like, bro, you can't even get started.
You already lost at that point.
You're done. Like it's over.
Yeah.
So you have to be very comfortable with looking like an idiot, being a loser, sucking at something, and being a student of life and just getting over it and getting stuff done. There's no way around it, bro.
Yeah, there's no way around it. And I feel like documenting even the shortcomings makes you even more relatable.
100%. People are dying for that, bro. Because
Yeah.
everyone's like, look at my Lamborghini, look at the watches we got, look at the houses we're in, and stuff. It's like, that's everywhere.
Yeah.
There's plenty of money circulating. We all know this. There's plenty of 20-year-olds with Lamborghinis. And it's like people are dying for that Sam Sulek type vibe where it's just like, this is a man on a mission. He is like a perfect example of what success looks like. Humble, calm, has an exact goal. I want to get big. That's all I care about. Guy has probably close to 5 million subs. He's driving probably a $300 car right now, dude. Like,
Yeah.
He's just the coolest guy. Like, you just know he does not care, truthfully. And the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, rewards that. That's what it is. So he is like the definition of success in my eyes, personally. But for anyone getting started, we're all climbing up a mountain. There is going to be someone who's behind you and who would genuinely look up to you and where you're at. And everyone has a personal story, and there's no reason you shouldn't be documenting and telling your story, especially if you're someone who resonates with like talking and being on the camera. Like, I almost feel like it's kind of your duty to have that positive impact in the world.
100%.
And you can do faceless content and shit too. There's a ton of options. Like, it doesn't have to be what we're doing right now, but you can find your spot for sure.
Yeah. And going back, just touching on that even more, because I want to go into a little bit of your backstory too before everybody just sees you now as the drop shipping guy with the crazy editing reels on Instagram and stuff. You have a crazy story as well, and it really helps with relatability for viewers. You experienced an accident with your mother when you were younger, as well as your brother, with a drug incident. And we can go into that if you want. Totally up to you.
Yeah, I'm pretty open for whatever.
Okay, so I know people can relate to that. Like, oh, I lost.
Life's hard, bro.
Yeah, I lost X, Y, and Z. I have other experiences too where I've lost a family member that people can relate to.
Yeah.
And just being transparent with that really brings down a wall in terms of people consuming your content to say, like, wow, this guy actually isn't just putting up a front for
glitz and glam.
Yeah. Yeah. So one of the things that I was thinking about before I was driving over here was how a lot of the low points in life are, in a way, the best things that can happen to you.
For sure.
As long as you have the right mindset.
Yeah.
Because it'll either make or break you. So
it truly will. And it's like the perspective is everything, because like I was saying before, like this reality is so much more than physical. So it's like whatever lens you're kind of using to view reality is what's also creating the reality. So it's like if you can have these healthy viewpoints, these healthy perspective, these healthy lenses that you can put on towards your situations, it's going to double, if not triple, the time of how like crappy that situation is. And there's a good quote by Napoleon Hill. I'm not going to know it word for word, but it's like, and I think I said it on the other podcast with Champ, it's like every failure, every shortcoming holds within it the seed of an opportunity that's equal or greater to what you just went through. So you lose $1 million, now you just learned $1 million lesson. And it's usually more than what you learned, especially if your lights are turned on and you're actually conscious walking through this life. But yeah, like the traumas, the things I went through were crazy. Like my mom's accident, she was in a coma 2 months in Hawaii, broke like 47 plus bones. I'm pretty sure she died for a very short time period and was resuscitated in surgery. I was in 7th grade summer when that happened. My parents' divorce was a little bit rough as well. And then there was big substance abuse issues with my brother. We both just went through so much. My coping mechanism was kind of just like diving into work and like being an actual workaholic and feeling like a loser, feeling like I'm awful if I don't progress daily. And he kind of had the opposite side. And it's like you said, it either makes you or breaks you. Yeah. And he went through these things at an older age where he's more conscious. He actually knows the weight of it. He's like 4 years older than me.
Okay. That's what
so it's more real for him. I'm a little younger. It's a little bit easier to get over. And everyone has their kind of own challenges that they're supposed to go in life. I believe everyone's on a divine timeline with their life of what they're supposed to go through. And I think that was something that he needed to truly go through. But yeah, very serious substance abuse issues there. Stepdad, alcoholic, abusive, all that stuff, whole 9 yards, physical abuse, mental, physical, emotional.
You had everything.
Yelling, dude. Like if I would hear yelling just in the house, like just straight anxiety attack, panic attack.
The adrenaline.
Yeah, like I couldn't make eye contact with people at school because I just felt so insecure and just so down, and life was just so shit, bro. Like, just to be completely honest, like pitch black, like no light in my life. Absolutely awful. Brother ended up overdosing, witnessed that, and that was probably harder than the accident for me, because then it was like, this is the nail in the coffin. Like, everything sucks, bro. Like, we're done here. Like, I was ready to check out. Like, if he died, like, not end myself in any way. I never would do that, truly. But like, that's where I was like, my soul might be going with him on this. Like, we might be done here. Like, this is like way too much for me to handle. It was my senior year. Senior year was really rough for me. So yeah, man, everything was crazy. Everything was really heavy, and video games were kind of my escape. And RuneScape was my big one. I don't know if you ever played RuneScape. I feel like a lot of successful people, low key, like, were grinding out on RuneScape.
100%.
It taught me how to grind, bro. Like, I'm in RuneScape right now, like playing my character,
it's just a different
making
kind
the
of
money,
game.
getting the levels up, getting the cool weapons and stuff, like the cars and all these things, and it's cool. Like, life's a video game. I think people also need to understand, like, how to have fun with this process too. It's like, we're out here having a good time. We have a fun place. We have all these things that we're going to do as friends, kicking it, going to Sebastian Escueda's, having a chef there. And it's like, life doesn't have to be just like work, money, success. Mm-hmm. And it's like, why are you working? Why are you sitting here and doing all these things? It's to enjoy life and stuff. So keep that in mind. I think a lot of people want to get in this like hustle era where it's just like, nothing can stop me. I'll never stop. And it's like, you do need that time period. I was like that for at least 3 years.
That long?
To be honest, yeah. To really set my foundation. But a big thing for me was I just had to work on myself, bro. My inner world was in shambles. So that's what I talk about on the course, because I feel like if I didn't do that work, my journey would have been so much harder.
Yeah, it's the fundamental piece for everything else.
So fundamental.
As you just said, working on the foundations for 3 years, maybe it'll take somebody 6 months, 8 months. Some people it'll take years.
No time too. It could literally take you a week.
Yeah, or you're chilling.
I mean? Yeah, or you're just born with it. Like, some people are, and that's their divine timing. Like,
yeah.
We all have a purpose here in this little matrix, whatever you want to call it. And just don't be kind of like ashamed of your journey and what it is. Like, there's plenty of billionaires that got started in their like 40s, their first business. Like, it doesn't matter, bro. Like, we're chilling. There's plenty of time in life. I think it's good to prescribe to that kind of Gary Vee and David Goggins mentalities. But it's like, there's also seasons of life. Like, I don't think everyone needs to be like that 24/7.
Agreed.
And you just kind of know, like, fill yourself out. Like, if you're conscious, if you're going through life, like I said, with the lights on, like, you'll kind of know what you need to work on, what you need to do. And yeah, it's all a journey that you're in control of. And if you're just conscious, you're going to be able to figure it out and get where you want to be.
I believe that most people already know what they have to do.
100%. You're avoiding it.
Correct. They're just avoiding it, looking for maybe a shortcut, or
they always want the shortcut.
Yeah, a shortcut or a little secret hack that they don't know.
There's no secrets.
Yeah, there really isn't.
There's small strategies if you've earned the ability to make the strategy useful.
I like that.
But you have to level up to use the strategy. It's not like the strategy is going to just catapult you up. Like, and if it does, like, I like to use video game references because it applies to me, but it's like, if you, let's say, got like the best weapon in the game, but you're level 1, what are you going to do with the weapon? You can't wield it. And it's like, that's what money is. Like, if you made $1 million right now, but you're in high school and you're smoking weed all day and you don't know anything, like, that money is not going to be wielded, or whatever the word is. Like, you're not going to be able to equip that at all. So it will leave your life. It will. That's what lottery winners are. They're the perfect example of that. So
very true.
It's insane, man. You really have to level yourself up. There's no shortcuts. And if you get it, you'll lose it.
Yeah.
Without the level up.
What do you recommend people should perhaps read, consume, videos, whatever it may be, podcasts, for your desired mental state of where you operate the best? What have you gone through to kind of develop yourself? Because I know there's a lot of inner work, as we just mentioned, going into this.
Of course.
So a lot of that you kind of can't figure out on your own. So where did you kind of go for resources in that regard?
There is a very solid foundation of books that I believe every human should read. I don't have like the list published anywhere. I do have a YouTube video coming out soon that talks about it. I'm not trying to like plug a bunch of shit, but that video goes over my foundational books that I really enjoyed. They're basically kid books that once my kids are old enough, once I have kids, they're going to be forced to read that book, like without a doubt. So there's some foundational ones. Off the top of my head, it's like Think and Grow Rich is going to really teach you about the world, a lot about manifestation. He's kind of like the woohoo guy a little bit. Napoleon Hill, he's kind of out there. Psycho-Cybernetics I like a lot. The Power of Now, Untethered Soul, The Four Agreements. A lot of these books are kind of those inner world books. They're going to help you fix yourself if you need it, but there's a ton of books. I think the biggest thing though is you need to figure out where you want to go first. What do you want? It's
the most important, because then you can reverse engineer it.
Yeah, then you can just figure it out and break it down into, I need 10 million to live the life I want. What does that look like in monthly income, weekly, and what skill sets would I need to do those things? And you can kind of break it down from there. But the universe needs intentionality. You have to know, and you have to have only one goal. You can't have two, because usually there's clashes in between it. And the universe or God, whatever you believe, is going to come down and say, he wants this goal and that goal. And those are literally two separate paths. And so you end up getting nothing. But if you have one, you're like, this is all I want, it will come to you without a doubt. So vision boards, daily affirmations, like I am affirmations, like I am competent, I am smart, I'm a good speaker. Whatever it really is, you can put your shortcomings or your goals or whatever you want there. Those are really big. And then another big key element to all of it is discipline and consistency. So I think dopamine detoxes are another amazing way to kind of figure yourself out and show yourself that you're worthy. Because a lot of these things that you're going to want to achieve, you need to build up these small victories of showing yourself I'm worthy of these things, and not just saying it or writing it down. I am so smart. I am the best. Like a lot of people hate that stuff. They think it's cringe. It's very foundational, but you have to back it. You have to actually, like if you set the goal, I'm going to go to the gym consistently every single day for 30 days, you cannot stop that, because the second you stop that, it is now permanently embedded in your mind that, the things that I tell myself I'm going to do are meaningless.
Yeah. Your word has to have meaning.
Dude,
at the end of the day.
So you have to back these things with true raw discipline and consistency. So that's another major aspect. But I think you just need to be conscious of where you want to go, conscious of where you're at, and make steps to get there. But everyone's really on their own paths.
Yeah, that was solid. I'm glad. Hopefully you guys got some value out of that. I think that was pretty solid. If maybe you're a little bit lost right now or need one or two little more things to kind of push you over the edge, I think that'll be definitely beneficial. But
hopefully,
I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about some more fun, flashy stuff.
Yeah.
So if I did hear correctly through the grapevine, right now you're doing around $250,000 a month profit.
Yeah.
So
like
incredible numbers, obviously. Do you have any investment strategy to roll that over into other assets besides e-commerce and roll it into something else?
The big thing for me right now is back into the business. We're scaling up short form content in a massive way. Distribution stuff, just like the Tate method, just like you see any guy that's cutting podcasts and distributing through like 50 Jordan Bown accounts or 50 Andrew Tate accounts. So we're setting up a crazy system for all of that. That's where a lot of my money's going to, is into building teams and really just kind of like learning how to be a leader. Like I've been the solo guy forever. Like I've only actually like sat down and met with people was at like the first Capital Club event in Thailand, and then the second one where I met you, and those were like 6 months apart. So like a year ago was like my first time sitting down with anyone who was like even remotely in this realm. Literally solo, no employees, nothing. So that's been
crazy.
Insane for me, is like how to network and meet with people, and how to be an actual leader and hire very key employees that are like loyal and they're down for the vision, and how do you guide them and all those things, and how do you build self-sufficient ecosystems of these businesses that are going to work and scale without you, and what does that look like? How do you do all this? So all of my money's focused on that, team building. We're looking to hire around 6 to 10 plus people a month to scale up this short form stuff. We're going all in on it. And yeah, it's going to be a crazy journey with that. There's some crypto investments. Real estate will probably come on the radar here soon, just to off-right taxes, to be completely honest. have a good guy hired for that'll be advising. I think that's another good thing is like always be coachable and always have like good people in your ear.
Very important.
Yeah, I'm never going to act like I have all my shit together. I truly do not. I'm learning how to be a leader. I don't know how. I don't know how to invest. I made $500,000 in crypto in the last bull run, but definitely lost all that. So, you know what I mean?
Not this time around.
Not this time around. We'll fix that. But yeah, I'm happy and can easily say that I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but I'll figure it out. I'll work my way through it. And investment stuff is fun, but I'm more focused on the businesses itself and how can we scale these things up and build true teams, have that longevity, and just kind of make content and be someone that doesn't already exist already. Find my own voice and just kind of have fun with the content game. The personal brand's my biggest focus by
So just
far.
doubling down on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Wow.
we're shooting for 1 million plus subscribers this year.
You're at what, like 150 right now?
Yeah, like 150.
I think the biggest like takeaway of everything you just said there is basically having a student mindset.
Yeah, dude, it's massive.
Yeah, because once you feel like you know everything, or once you feel
so
like
screwed.
yeah, you're
It's
already
done, bro. You nail in the coffin.
yeah, you're gonna get dusted by
Plateau.
people like Jordan that are already like aware, like okay, I don't know everything, so maybe let me listen to somebody.
Yeah. Dude,
And-
I'm the first person to sit down and shut up and listen to who's talking. Always.
Yeah, it's very important. I think every person that I know that is successful has that same trait.
Yeah, of course.
Everybody else will have an ego. And just touching on that even more, the $250 a month in profit, right? Would you mind doing a breakdown of the income streams for that?
So everything is basically personal brand based and consulting. So there's a couple e-commerce brands I consult. When I do consulting, it's mainly in the content space. A big thing that a lot of these brands don't really know how to do is to get into the content world. Like, oh, paid ads. We used to be so good at paid ads, but those systems kind of change, and like the opportunity with organic is so massive. So I usually just come into brands, coach them on content. The last one I did, they did 15K for the year. Came in and we did 110K revenue the first 30 days from organic alone, 0 ad spend, 90% profit margin.
Holy shit.
Like absolutely nuts. It wasn't during the holiday. It was in like October. So like it's kind of buying season, early Q4, but like nothing special. It was just raw content. Like we had probably 100 million views organic. 3 videos got 20 mil. Kendall Jenner reposted it naturally as a story. So I think that's something I do really well is just content. So we'll consult brands on that. And then honestly, like 80% of the income is through personal brand things, is through free courses, affiliate marketing. And then I have a community group where I personally am doing live streams in there. And I've hired a huge team to really like hold people accountable and genuinely motivate and help them through their dropshipping journey. We have a massive team there. I think that's something I've been doing pretty well so far, is hiring teams and getting good people in the right place that they enjoy to be and where I need them. So that's been great. But yeah, the personal brands, basically everything. The free course is bringing in a lot.
I remember this.
crazy.
I started smiling because I remembered just now when you were talking about your community and stuff. How many people in your Discord?
So we just opened a free section. We had like 500 people in the paid one. The course itself, though, like the course platform, we have like 600,000.
Yeah.
We have their emails, like they signed up, created accounts.
That's
and then
insane.
The free course on YouTube's at like 1.6 million views. So the amount of people that have like seen the free course is like 2 million plus. Just pretty.
And how long has that free course been up for?
So the 600,000 people that came in on our actual website, we opened that in June of 2023. And then the YouTube course has been out 2 months for the 1.6 million views. Crazy stuff.
So literally in less
nuts.
than a year, you funneled in over 600,000 people into this one free course, essentially, where you have all their, name, email, their phone numbers.
Yeah.
Insane. That list
Super
right there is
valuable.
worth so much.
Yeah.
So much. So anybody that's trying to perhaps do something similar,
Right.
Funnel people in, capture stuff like that. What we're using as a lead magnet, just a free course for Shopify?
Yeah, just short form content saying, hey, if you want to make money, here's 18 hours of free content to teach you how to do it from a guy who's done it. Like, it's a pretty easy sale. We also have a partnership we're doing with someone that I met at one of the Capital Clubs. Is the first one. He's an insane paid ads guy. His name is Rich. He's probably managed hundreds of millions in Facebook ad spend. He's done direct campaigns for Netflix, direct campaigns for basically like any e-com brand out of Australia that's popped off. It's because of him and his paid ads. He's worked with Ood. He's worked with like all of them. So we're going to have him come in and start running paid ads. to the course and to some of the other stuff we're doing as well. But right now it's been all organic. Like all the numbers we've gotten are genuinely free. We haven't spent $1 on ads.
Incredible.
Crazy stuff. So the biggest leverage thing you can do is short form content.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not even a question.
And for someone that's trying to look to get started for short form, somebody watching this, what are some of the things that somebody should really pay attention to maximize retention, and not even just the editing styles of things, maybe perhaps their cadence, their tonality, how they're delivering their words? What do you believe is the most important things to be doing with that?
There's 3. It's authenticity is number 1. Like, dude, we're in a frequency-based reality. Whatever frequency you're putting out is being transmitted to the camera and to the person's phone. And these people aren't idiots. They know if you're scamming, if you're a loser, if you're a fake. They feel these things. They know the frequency that you are operating within. So if it's not authenticity, you're done. You already shot yourself in the foot. You're already not going to be successful in what you do. And if you do, it's going to be short-lived, and you're never going to really actually create a fan base because they feel you. Like people aren't done. So authenticity, number 1. Then it's understanding hooks and understanding the emotion transfer within your videos. So obviously no one's going to see your video. You could have the best video in the world, but if no one got hooked in, they scrolled away and it doesn't matter. Watch it. So everyone knows hooks, but the hooks are incredibly important. And then next is what emotion are you transferring to people? Because people are scrolling all day. They'll see a sad video, then a funny video. They're quite literally crying, and then they laugh on the next video. So these algorithms are looking for certain emotions to be portrayed to their timeline at certain times. So you need to understand what your emotion is, and you need to understand what is doing good on different platforms. YouTube Shorts functions completely different to Instagram Reels and TikTok. Like they're all so different. So you have to understand where you really want to focus and build up solid distribution systems to have people in place that can cut up things like this podcast we're doing right now, get 70 clips from it, edit them all in different ways. So now we have 70 pieces of content that we can push to 70 Instagram accounts, 70 YouTube accounts, YouTube Shorts, and 70 TikToks and Facebook Reels as well. So your content can quite literally, like an hour of sitting down with some cameras can turn into months of content that actually can perform with just, you have such a high chance of success because you have so many levels of distribution. So the distribution systems are massive. You have to understand storytelling. You have to understand how to make videos that are worth watching, because so many people, they just make content and it's like, bro, if you didn't know that you were yourself and your own video came on your feed, you would swipe past that in a microsecond. Like people just don't know how to make good content. They think like, oh, I made this, like it's pretty good. Like, and they can't actually gauge it. So it's like, you have to look at it from a third perspective. You have to learn the algorithms, and you have to make authentic, real content, or else it's just never going to happen. It's never going to work.
That goes back to what you mentioned with Sam Solek. His last name is right.
Yep.
The authenticity, the rawness.
You feel him. You know he's what he is.
That's his vibe.
There's no faking.
No. So that's something too. I'm kind of taking a personal note because my long form stuff isn't very engaging, and of course I want to make it better. And
it's hard, but YouTube long form content's a hard battle. Hard game, and it seems like anyone who's crushing it right now is building the short form distribution channels to uphold the long form. Like just going viral on long form alone, some hard stuff, man.
Yeah, I think
some hard stuff.
It's probably not ideal nowadays the way things are. It's just all short form based. So take notes.
Definitely. That short form is the biggest thing you could do right now.
All right. So carrying on from just the authenticity and just short form, building that, funneling people into long form later on. Going back when you were younger, going through the harder times in life, right? Did you always think and have this thought in your mind that you would always be a multimillionaire, be successful, be where you're at right now? Did you always have that thought?
I knew there was something. Like it was very weird. And I think my parents were very authentic in saying this and very genuine. They said when I was born, there was a feeling that they'd never felt before. Like, and they always told me like, Jordan, you are special. You are different. Like, and not like gassing me up. Like everyone probably wants to gas their kid up. Like, you're the shit, dude. Like you're going to be a killer, like all that stuff. But like genuinely, my parents would be like, I'm not kidding. Like there's something different. And I took that deeply, and I just always believed that. And kind of cringe, but like watching shows like Avatar: The Last Airbender. You ever seen that?
Of course.
I was like, I'm Aang, bro. Like, I don't know. There was always a deep-seated something there, and I didn't know what it would be. I didn't really care what it would be. But I always knew there was something different.
There's some sauce.
Yeah, I don't know if people believe in past lives or that stuff. If it's like I've lived a couple past lives and experienced, or what it is. There's a million different beliefs, but I think there's definitely something kind of ingrained in me that like this isn't going to be a traditional life. I think I knew that at a young age for sure.
Interesting, because a common trait, shocker, right?
Yeah.
Every successful person now that I've talked to has had some sort of similar thought as that. Mm-hmm. They are either so confident in themselves that they know they're going to be something, or they just have a weird feeling that they'll be the main character in their life.
That's what I was talking about. It's all about identity, beliefs, and emotions and stuff that's really dictating your reality. Like actions is the least valuable because like these guys believe it. They have the identity ingrained, and that's why they kind of can create gravity around themselves and actually experience these things and create that life.
Yeah. Going back again, like the beginning of this podcast, it's all beliefs, all fundamental mindset stuff. If you don't have it like in order, then you don't have to focus on anything else right now besides that at the moment.
I agree.
But as we get closer here, I want to ask you a few entertaining questions here that some people might get a little heated about. Do you think that girls can have guy friends?
I think it really, really, truly is dependent on your relationship and how things are set up. Like my girl, I know for a fact, could be in any room with any guy. They could say whatever they want to her, and I know I would never be worried, truthfully, like ever, at all, not in the slightest. But I've been in relationships in the past where I don't think I could say that. So it's like it's very dependent on who your girl is and who you are and what your connection you've created is. Because I don't know, like there's plenty of people that I see, like my friend's in a relationship with someone or someone I know, and I'm like, I would be stressed out if that was my girlfriend. Like, holy shit, like. There's people, you can just feel it. Like some girls are looking for the attention in the room and they're trying to make eye contact, do these things. And you can feel like we're not stupid. Like we know the vibrational output some people are doing. And it's like with my girl, she could do whatever she wants. I really don't care. But she also doesn't want to do that. And maybe that's a reason why I'm like, oh yeah, I don't care. Because I know she would never even want to in the first place. So I don't know. I think you can read people very well and you can answer that question for yourself.
So no, yes or no. That's the first time I've never
Not
heard.
a for sure yes or no, but I definitely would rather have no guy friends for sure. Because it's like, what's the reason the guy is going to be friends with your girl? We all have the same end goal in mind.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's not like you're actually just like, they're probably on the sidelines waiting. That's probably the vibe, like 9 times out of 10. So it's like, fundamentally, there's not really a purpose for it anyway, unless it's like some lifelong friend, something, I don't know, that's established before you're there. Maybe I could see that. But yeah, I really don't see a reason she should have guy friends, especially if you're in like a very committed relationship.
Now, just kind of going into that a layer deeper then, do you guys, I'm assuming, have more of like a traditional like
very
setup?
Traditional.
Yeah?
Incredibly traditional, like to a T.
Okay. I feel like that's the healthiest, bro.
Dude, like the best way I can explain this is if you think you're correct, like you're arguing with billions of years of evolution in nature. Do you think you're smarter than nature? Nature is set up in a key specific way of male and female, specific relationships, specific gender roles and things that we're genuinely built for to do better. It's like if you think that you can go outside of that box, you're arguing with hundreds of millions of years of evolution and God and the universe. You're arguing with them. Do you think you're right? Probably not.
That's an uphill battle that
you're done for it. There's no chance, bro.
It's crazy too, like not to get too crazy with it, how everything these days is just so forced upside down.
Inverted. Everything's inverted.
Yes. But one of the things that's cool though about our group, especially out here in Scottsdale, is you know, 9 out of the 10 guys that I know, as a rough estimate, are in a relationship like that where they're the leader. Their girl pretty much does what they say. Of course, they're leading them in a healthy way.
Of course. But that's and the girl's natural role is to surrender.
Of course.
That's what it is.
And they like
Females surrender. And when they're in their divine feminine, you're in the divine masculine. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And you can't really argue that.
Yeah. And have observed both ends of relationships, where the guy is kind of weak or the guy is strong. And I know you have for sure just living and shit, where the relationships where it's more traditional, the people are just more happy.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
it's more ideal for kids too. Like
of course.
It's just healthy, bro. Like you just can't argue with it. Like I really don't think anyone could sit down there and bring up points that would make it valid, make any of these kind of weird social norms valid. You're just arguing with nature. You're arguing with God. You're arguing with whatever, the universe, whatever you want to call it. And it's just like, you can't win that battle.
Yeah.
Nature leaves clues. Everything's leaving clues. And I feel like if the lights are turned on, like I said, you're going to understand what a healthy real life should actually look like. It's not that hard.
I mean, I used to watch Fresh and Fit a bunch, and just watching the nighttime shows, how some of the girls from all over the world, not even just from the United States, with different backgrounds and stuff like that, a lot of them would come on talking about like new age stuff.
Yeah.
And either Myron or Fresh would kind of press into them about it, and they really wouldn't have anything good to say about it.
No ground to stand on.
Exactly. So it was just incredible to me how people still buy into that, but I know we're all on the same page with that.
Yeah, I think it's a mental world, like we were saying, and so whatever lens you're putting on can be a reality for you, but it doesn't mean that that's in alignment with nature, with God, with whatever you want to call it, like I've been saying.
Well, I'm going to wrap it up there before we get any crazier. I know they can get a slippery slope with these kind of conversations, but
for sure can.
I appreciate you coming on, of course.
Thank you, man.
And I'm glad we're able to sit down for, 40-45 minutes or so. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you do this year, especially with your,
likewise,
hiring 6 to 10 new employees a month.
It'll be crazy, bro. We'll see.
Yeah. Watching that, and you've inspired me. I know you've inspired Esqueda as well to double down on short form.
That. Yep.
And just go after it, because we all have different strengths and skill sets where
100%.
It's cool to cross-pollinate.
Bro, always, bro. There's more than enough to go around. That's why I can easily talk about things very openly, and I don't really care. If someone comes out and makes a better free course, I'll be the first person clapping and watching it, bro. Like, good stuff. Like, the world's very abundant. There's so much to go around. Like, the scarcity mindset shit is for the weak.
Yeah, that's another very good mindset thing, is the abundance mindset.
100%.
There's enough to go around for everybody. But
There always will be.
With that being said, brother, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, man.
And I hope you guys enjoyed this, learned something new, took something valuable out of it. But until next time, don't be motivated, be disciplined, and I will see you later.
Love that.